Hey, das sind Witches, das ist Quatsch, das ist nicht wahr. Hey, Witch, der so an der Schule.
Der worldwide phenomenon, Taco Show.
I'm Kevin Pereira. It's raining in Los Angeles.
Oh, raining.
2012 has arrived early. We're all going to probably live through this with no problem.
It's not so bad. Hey everyone, I'm Olivia Munn.
Hey!
Live from the G4 Studios in Los Angeles. On the show today, the Hockey Bears back. The greatest mascot in the history of sports returns to blow crap up on the net. Plus, in an all-new Lethal Defense, Weston Scott gets a lesson in Muay Thai, and he does get his ass handed to him on the same day.
Then Steve Jobs might actually be coming down off his mountain with the most important tablet to ever come off a mountain. True. The date has been set for Apple to unveil its latest creation. We're going to run down the rumors and the loop. Plus, Christopher Gore returns for DB Tuesday. This time he's got gamer, whiteout, and Patton Oswalt's big fan. But before we do any of that, web videos.
We're going around the net.
All right. Yes. Oh, this one? Like a Portuguese Red Bull.
It's rainy in Los Angeles, and that's about as bad as winter gets here.
Yeah.
We're in it.
We're in it right now. We're going to get through it. But most of the world really suffers in the cold.
Most of them do, yeah.
However, here's someone that's doing just a little extra suffering.
I know. Go on, Manny.
Ready? Yes, this is gonna kill. Oh,
Are you alright, Manny?
Boy, I saw a fair fight.
Well, so much for balls getting smaller in the cold.
Oh. I don't know if my balls actually get smaller in the cold, though. Do you guys?
I think, isn't that the, or is it your penis that gets smaller?
Yeah, I mean, I'll turn into an innie. Don't get me wrong, but like, I think
Your balls don't get smaller
my
at
testy
all?
buddies, I think they definitely come up. They gather for warmth. They try to nuzzle almost up to the belly button for warmth. They get really cold, and so they get up there, but they don't really get smaller. And I think sometimes the satchel will constrict to really bring them together, like a nice testy reunion to get out there. But then it's nice and smooth. It's like a big slab of granite. Just in that it's smooth. It doesn't have like the Mars kind of peaks and valleys. You don't have any.
Does it feel like you have hemorrhoids because they get so close up there? Like, is it just like, it just goes all the way up? Like when you said...
I've never felt a hemorrhoid from the first person, so I don't know.
Well, imagine they're two little balls. They must be like just... Are they little? Sorry, I didn't know if they're little.
Let's not.
I just don't know.
First of all...
I just think you said they just went up.
First of all, there's 3 and they're average, so thank you. I'm pretty proud of that.
Well, having 3 is not average, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah! One up you!
Today's number 4.
The third is porcelain. Skateboarding accident.
Today's number 4 comes to us courtesy of a Miley Cyrus performance of Party in the USA from the Today Show, which was in last August.
Oh, you love that song. Man, you blast it every morning on the way into work. I got to see you bopping around.
That was you in the mirror.
That was totally... The performance that you're about to see may be old, but this treatment is very new. An internet hero decided to show us what Miley might sound like without performance-enhancing autotune.
Everybody seems so famous. My tummy's turning and I'm feeling kind of homesick. Too much pressure on my nerves. If you're a taxi man, turn on the radio. Then bring me some love. Then bring me some life. Then bring me some love. So my brain is playing my song, but I'm not in my head like yeah. Moving my hips like that. It's a party in the USA.
I still don't... Yeah, I still don't see what... Did someone do something to the video, though? Were the fake glasses on the audience? Those look really CG.
No, they made her sound bad with a bunch of, like, intentionally out-of-tune auto-tuning.
Worse. You mean they made her sound worse?
That Point taken.
Yeah.
Point taken. Okay, so that was bad.
The monotone.
It was bad, but at least the audio was fake. The people responsible for today's number 3 item really can't make any such claim.
No, they're the Winnipeg band Mental Note, circa 1992. And here they are appearing on the public access show Johnny Sizzle's Entertainment Watch to play their song When You Run Out of Gancha.
Down in the fields of Jamaica, I roll a joint from half a gram of ganja. Feel right, my brain is uptight. You never know if it's sweet tonight. Hey man, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when you run out of ganja? What you gonna do?
Oh, man. His parents are proud. There's your truth commercial, by the way. Like, when you show me dogs talking to me, I'm like, sweet, sign me up for whatever drug that is. But you show me that band.
And done.
I'm not signing up for the
You
ganja.
should be an ad. Should be an
Exactly.
advertising.
Does anyone here actually knows what happens when you run out of ganja, though?
Oh, I know.
Olivia?
You realize your band is horrible.
That's correct, actually. That's the right answer. That's good. Well played. Today's number 2 item is a new CG animation from Mike Martinez.
Now, we've seen Mike's work earlier, a bombastic video introduction to an Alaskan college hockey team.
Yes, but now Mr. Martinez.
Yeah, you got that? Good.
I think we're all on the same page here. Yeah.
Because that was interesting. They're like, oh, yeah.
Well, they're like yes and I think was the tone,
Well,
right?
I
That's
just
yes
enjoyed
and. Yeah.
Great, good.
Didn't know we needed to rehearse audience interaction today. But now he's back with an all-new animation for the University of Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks hockey team.
Yeah, and for his soundtracks, he continues to mine some of the 80s most ass-kicking power
Ooh,
ballads.
like what? Like what?
I was going to finish.
Oh, okay. Just
Okay, Kenny Loggins.
Okay.
You know what I'm about to say? Which is the best Kenny Loggins song ever?
Highway to the Danger Zone. Is that the? Yeah.
Oh, and also, do you know Laura Branigan's song?
Oh, Self-Control.
Yes! What?
Watching an introduction like that, how can sports possibly be as exciting?
Wait, hockey isn't played by skating bears with laser sticks?
No.
Forget that then.
Yeah.
That sport sucks if you call it a sport.
Oh!
Hey, Canada, I'm looking at you. I'm sorry, don't hate me. I really like Canada.
Still ahead, somebody's getting bombed at home.
Alcohol causes a mess in just a minute.
This portion of Attack of the Show is brought to you by Sony Pictures Legion, in theaters Friday.
Gotta get on my calendar. Call my people. I'll pencil you in. It's gonna be penciled out, so you were move it.
Coming in at number 1 today is something you should never ever try, but you should definitely watch because it's awesome.
Yeah. We've all enjoyed our fair share of the box wine before, right?
Every Tuesday.
There you go. But none of us have ever tried to put box wine into a microwave.
Yeah, and turns out there's a really good reason for that.
Okay. Okay, assuming that isn't shenanigans, what happened to the box wine? They don't show that.
The same thing that happens to everything you put in the microwave for too long.
What?
It's traveling through time.
Whoa!
I believe I shall spend this quiet evening at home crafting out a reconstruction effort that shall not place undue burdens on our brethren from the south. Oh, Mary, put on your fancy bonnet. We are going to the theater tonight. Ah, Eric, what a pleasant flight from Frankfurt, no? Now let us just take this docking nice and easy, huh? Son, be careful! Oh, Eric, you're worrying too much!
Okay, that's great. You know, I've got some great ideas for 3 new Star Wars movies, okay? Han Solo tracks down the remnants of the Imperial fleet, only to discover that Leia is... Yeah! No, now they're prequels! And there's going to be a racist fish and a CG rabbit from the planet Jamaica. And then we're going to watch a race for 25 minutes! Woo! Oh, yeah! That's the way we do it down here.
I always thought Abe Lincoln would make a good Zeppelin pilot if he just shaved the beard. I always thought that.
I love how our box wine is kind of like Forrest Gump.
Traveling through time.
Times. Yeah. So, hey, Thailand. Wow. Transition.
Speaking of box wine.
Great place to visit. The food is great. Everything is cheap. And you can learn the deadly martial art of Muay Thai.
Yeah, just make sure you learn the...
Muay Thai.
Faster than Weston Scott tried to in this little
Muay Thai.
No, it's called Lethal Defense.
Muay Thai is arguably one of the most brutal but yet elegant martial arts out there. We're at Muay Thai School USA today to show you why.
Muay Thai was developed in Thailand with its origins dating back hundreds of years.
What makes Muay Thai so effective?
Because Muay Thai we have 8 weapons. Boxing you can use only hand. Kickboxing you can use hand and your leg. For Muay Thai we have 2 feet, 2 elbow, 2 knee and 2 leg. That means 8 weapons.
This, in addition to the powerful techniques that Muay Thai utilizes, is the reason why so many MMA fighters train in Muay Thai.
We're going to go over 3 basic techniques today. We're going to go over the elbow strike, the knee strike, and the Muay Thai kick. You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
The question is, am I ready?
When you're ready to knee your opponent, at the same time when you push him, you decide for right knee coming up, right leg out. And then pull him in and the knee come up the same time.
Makes me feel like a rag doll.
How you feeling this one?
Good.
Okay, now when you bring your knee up, open your standing heel. Knee coming up, point your toe and hip out. Bang! How you feeling this one?
Good.
When you decide to do the elbow, you have to step front foot in half step. And then lean your body forward, open back heel. And then twist your hip, elbow out. Open your hand. If you make a fit, when you send your elbow out, the power not all the way through. And then the elbow is not sharp enough. How you feeling this one?
Good.
See, like yo-yo, your body like yo-yo, right? In and out. When you check the distance already, right? Before you kick, open your front heel. Left hand protecting. And then when you bring your leg up, swing right hand. Let's make more power. Ready?
There's no way I want that making contact with my head.
It's good. It's good. Keep your legs straight.
I only did a fraction of what these guys go through on a daily basis, and you could already see on my shin and my foot how red it's getting. We're going to move it on to the ring.
Using the Muay Thai techniques that I learned today, I thought it'd be interesting to see how it would fare against one of their top instructors in the ring.
I want clean fight. I want fair fight. Obey my command at all times. Stop.
Unfortunately, a day of training wouldn't nearly be enough to hold up against one of their best. But I got a few hits in.
There was so much skill and technique behind Dan's fighting, I was rendered just useless. I might as well just lay it on the ground.
Well, one thing you do have to know in the clinch is that when your head was down, I was simulating elbows to the back of your head.
Just so you know, though, while you were simulating elbows, I was simulating I was in a happy place.
Oh.
Definitely don't try this at home. And if you've only had one day's lesson, don't step in the ring. Is it round one over yet? Oh.
I'm no pro, but I mean, maybe Weston should have tried to learn, Muay Thai before he decided to spar with a professional fighter. That's part of my new segment, Kevin Pereira's Sensible Defense. Hey! What's up? Olivia! What's up?
Sorry, I was over there.
I was just thinking about Blu-ray players.
Cool, what's up?
I think they're amazing. They're amazing, right? Unless... They're amazing. Let's talk about one made by Yamaha. Let's talk about one made by Yamaha. Just roll it. When you buy a Blu-ray player, you expect the highest quality video. But does that mean you're also getting the best audio? Yamaha ensures you are with the S1065 player. Of course it plays Blu-rays and DVDs in 1080p, but it also outputs 7.1 channel audio through analog or HDMI. With the latest Dolby decoding and BD Live compatibility, achieve high-definition Zen for $370.
Okay.
Live television.
First of all, I was just over here admiring everything. So this is pretty big as Blu-ray players go.
It's huge. Look at it.
It's down
here. That's big too.
This is the TV. It is about a foot across and over a foot and a half deep, which means it might not fit in easily with your other home theater components. But do you think there are enough outputs to justify how big it is?
Yeah, we think so. It's got a 7.1 analog audio out, so it can act as your receiver. Component video out, coaxial out. Listen, future typing.
Is that
Digital
you doing
optical
your Muay Thai?
out. Yeah,
That's your Muay Thai?
That's our 70s keyboardist that's flying in space, putting in our bullet points. And HDMI out, which is also very important. S-video? Sure, throw it in there. Why not? Overall, it's definitely for like the home theater nerds. And again, if you don't want to muss around with a receiver, do kids muss?
I was like, what is a muss?
Don't raise a ruckus with a receiver. You can just get
around?
banana plugs.
Muss?
Don't muss with it.
You put mess and fuss together, didn't you?
Just don't muss. It was a smoosh. I smooshed.
Okay.
I've been known to.
Well, we are used to seeing lots of streaming content on Blu-ray players. We got like Netflix,
Oh,
Pandora.
yeah. Those are all great.
In addition to 1080p playback and BD Live support.
Love all those things.
Yamaha didn't include any of those extra features.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
Yeah. So.
Well, here's let me take you through Yamaha's thought process on this one, right?
Please.
We're not going to give you Netflix. We're not going to give you Pandora.
What are you going to give me?
Oh no, that was.
Oh, that was it?
That was it. Yeah. Did I make it sound like there was a feature on the other side of that?
Like the thought process would be...
No, they're just not going to give you that. There is BD Live support, but no internal memory, so you still have to use your own thumb drive. It does support the latest Dolby and DTS audio decoding, but that's not something new. That's like saying it outputs a video signal. You can't even update the firmware over the internet. It has to be done with a thumb drive. I got to be honest, a lack of features, a little disappointing.
Okay, so then we got to go to video quality. At least when you put the DVD in, does it look amazing?
Oh, yeah, almost. Colors are accurate, blacks are deep, content looks all around pretty spectacular. The difference between this, though, and the PS3's Blu-ray player is negligible. This makes it one of the best quality players we've seen, but it also reinforces how good the PS3 is at playing Blu-rays. Audio is also on a high point with this player, mainly because it has 7.1 channel output. But that's, I mean, it's the size of your refrigerator, so hopefully it does something that good.
Well, it is really expensive for a Blu-ray player. It's $370. I know. So is it worth it?
It's up to the buyer on this one. I think video and audio quality is really some of the best there is on the market. We have to give them that.
Okay.
There's a ton of outputs. You can hook this thing up to anything. But the price is way too high, especially considering there are no extra features.
So like at $200, we've been like, okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. $200 for the audio and video quality and all the output options. Fantastic. Look, we said it before. The PS3 is only $300, and you're getting Wi-Fi and a hard drive and all the streaming services and media options.
For $70 more, you can have none of that.
That's why you weren't at their booth at CES. You know.
That's why I've been offered a job at Yamaha.
Come look at what we don't have.
So what's our rating? It doesn't seem promising, but you're saying it's good.
Look, the home theater perks are nice to have. The audio, again, is phenomenal. You're going to pay through the nose if you really only care about audio and video here. We're giving it a 3 out of 5.
Which means buy it if you want to.
Yes.
Buy it if you want to, but
pretty much works with anything. But
you won't buy it.
I personally would opt for a PS3 instead of this player.
All right. Well, that's it for today's Gadget Prawn. But if you have a gadget you would like to see us rate, email us at gadgetprawn@g4tv.com. Fun email.
Great.
Still ahead, Apple's booked a room in San Francisco, and the rumors are flying. Will we get a tablet, iPhone 4.0, or earbuds that fit? We're going to find out in the loop.
And then Conan might be done at NBC, but his fans spent yesterday rallying in major cities. We were actually at Universal Studios with Conan and Andy, and we're going to show you everything that happened.
And later, Chris Gore, he's going to join us once again for another DVD Tuesday. This week, he'll have the new Just for Gamer, Whiteout, and Big Fan. Stick around.
Kevin says, eat me.
Well, the old NBC bell may be tolling for Conan. His fans are actually trying to show him their love. So they did it actually just yesterday with a rally right in front of the Tonight Show studio.
Yeah, and we sent a crew to cover the event, get soaked in the rain, and snag some free pizza.
Sweet. NBC has finally come up with an exciting new idea. They want me to follow Jay Leno.
In the wake of the controversy surrounding NBC's Tonight Show shakeup, hundreds of fans rallied at the Universal Studios Hollywood lot on Monday in a torrential downpour to show some love for their favorite television talk show host.
God is crying for Conan O'Brien! God loves Conan!
New York, Chicago, Seattle, fans everywhere draped in orange made lots and lots of noise in a show of support. But nothing could top the scene here in Los Angeles.
This all started online on Facebook and Twitter, and started with a poster that I created. It says, like, I'm with Coco, and I said we're going to have a rally, and maybe 1,000 people have showed up so far, and the rally's just begun.
Fans and fan favorites were on hand to keep spirits up, while rain and tremendous winds literally tore umbrellas apart. But it did not matter. Rumor had spread that the man himself might make an appearance, and no one expected what happened next. As if on cue, the rain stopped, and out of nowhere, Conan ascended upon his flock in the flesh. No Pope-mobile, no bodyguards, just him and his adoring fans. Giving high fives and hugs on the run, the crowd had a chance to connect with him. But a moment was all it lasted. Conan jogged down Lancashire Boulevard, leading the charge for hundreds in his wake, and returned to the studio.
It was utter chaos. Just absolutely nuts.
Outside the Tonight Show, interns were waiting with pizza. And in a palatable wave of celebration, the crowd cheered on as the cast of the soon-to-be-canceled lineup looked down in astonishment.
Thank you so much, and the lawyers won't let me say anything else.
Even though Conan and his Tonight Show cohorts chose not to speak out about the situation at NBC, the experience proved why he's so beloved and became an event that everyone on hand will never forget.
It was a big Rocky Balboa moment.
Bravo, Conan. Good show.
We did it.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You know, Conan really has great fans.
Yeah.
But if we were yanked off the air, monks would be setting themselves on fire in protest.
And to be honest, they'd probably make like $20-30 from making it on break.
Yeah.
Something like that. So win-win, right?
For everyone. Hey, is that a news guy over there?
Oh, it's Blair Herter. Look at that. Hey,
I feel like I should be wearing polyester every time you say that.
Why?
Because the 70s. Let's start the feed. It is Tuesday, January 19th. Here are your top stories. It looks like Apple will finally reveal its long-rumored tablet next week, my friend. Yes, the company officially announced that it will hold an invite-only event in San Francisco on January 27th to unveil its, quote, latest creation, which everyone assumes is code for, my quote, the freaking Apple tablet, in my quote. And a tablet may not be the only thing Apple shows off. There have been rumors of iPhone updates and OS upgrades as well. We'll have all of the details in just a few minutes in the loop. MTV's Rock Band Network is finally open to indie bands today. The program was designed to let anyone upload songs and sell them at the Rock Band store, meaning you could soon be downloading and playing Pants on the Ground with your Xbox 360. Pants on the ground, pants on the ground, pants. No, I'm going to keep going. And while the service was designed to help little-known musicians get their music to Rock Band fans, well-established groups like Evanescence, Creed, and Widespread Panic are also using the network to upload their songs, which kind of defeats the purpose. Also, in a related story, Scott Stapp, go away forever. Ever. And finally, the BBC science fiction hit Torchwood may be beaming itself across the Atlantic for an American remake. Fox is developing a U.S. version of the series, which focuses on an underground organization that investigates alien activity all over the globe. And before fans of the BBC version start to worry, the original production team will be in full charge of the remake. As a matter of fact, there are even rumors that actor John Barrowman, who plays bi-curious badass Jack Harkness in the original BBC series, will also pop up in an American version if the pilot is made. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Nobody knows about Torchwood, including me. I'm Blair Herter, and you have just been fed.
All right, as you just heard, Apple's got a new creation to show off, and it looks like Steve Jobs might be trying to revolutionize the way we look at mobile computing. That's the rumor, at least. It could just be a new color for a shuffle. Time to kick around some Apple rumors in the loop. Joining me from New York to help us make sense of it all is a deputy editor for Forbes, David Ewalt, joins us. How are you, David?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. Tell me it's not just a shuffle color change. Tell me we're getting something other than neon green earbuds. I mean, Apple is saying, they're not saying what new product they're going to unveil. We just know it's going to be a new product, right?
Yeah, we don't know what it is, but there's enough evidence. There's so many rumors that if you kind of triangulate them all, you can determine that there's probably a tablet coming out. We know they're buying the equipment. We know that people out of the company have been talking about it. So
right, we've known it, quote unquote, for the last 2 years and have said it every month since knowing it. But do you think this is finally the event? I mean, is it really at that point where we can say the tablet's probably happening?
Yeah, I think it's almost definitely at that point now.
And what's going to be in it? Let's assume that the rumors are true. All the rumors that are floating around. What is this tablet going to actually have?
Well, I mean, if you kind of look at all the rumors, you can get that there's sort of an agreed-upon idea that this will be basically like a big iPhone. Now, people argue about whether it's going to be an 8-inch screen or an 11-inch screen, or whether it'll have a cellular connection or a Wi-Fi connection. But we do know it's going to be something along those lines. And we also know that Apple's going to kind of market it as a media device. It'll be a book reader, it'll be a movie machine, it'll be something that they'll have content partnerships with too.
It can cure the common cold if you rub it on your chest in a circular motion, right? It's got it all. When do you think it'll actually be available to buy? Because sometimes Apple likes to announce a product and then you can rush to your store right then and grab it. Is that going to be one of those situations?
Yeah, general consensus seems to be it'll go on sale right after the keynote, and that it'll be available for actual pickup in March.
Okay, and then be sold out March 2nd, of course, right away. What about subscription services? I hear that Apple's been in talks with book publishers and the New York Times as well.
Yeah, this is a big thing because what Apple wants to do is distinguish themselves from all these other devices out there. They want to say, well, this is better than the Kindle because, and one of those becauses is going to be, well, we have an exclusive content agreement with the New York Times, where if you subscribe to the New York Times, maybe you'll actually get the device cheaper because of that. And then what you'll get is sort of every day you'll get a special custom edition of the Times on your tablet, and you'll get all the graphics and embedded movies and stuff like that. And there's also some partnerships they're talking about with book publishers. So maybe you'll get sort of expanded ebooks with interviews with the author, or I don't know what. But there's some interesting stuff that they're looking at.
Sure, but Dave, we saw a ton of tablets and netbooks and even some color e-readers at CES. They were all priced around about $1,000. So what does Apple need to do to make their device stand out? Because if you believe the rumors, it's going to be around that price as well.
Right. Well, the frank answer is Apple doesn't need to do anything to make their device stand out because they're Apple. And because of nothing else, even if it's not any good functionally, this device is going to be beautiful because it's an Apple device and people are going to fawn over it. Now, what they need to do aside from that is probably some of this content stuff. They need to have things that are unique to their device that you can't get on the Kindle. Whether it's, we've got, applications that you can't run, that you can get through the iTunes store, and you can't do that stuff on Kindle, or whether it's going to be we have content, we have books, and we have movies, and we have newspapers that you can't get on these other devices.
Sure, and it's interesting that you mentioned applications because, running one at a time isn't really going to fly for a tablet OS, and there's been rumors now that, the iPhone hasn't seen a firmware update in quite some time. It's rumored that Apple is going to announce OS 4.0 next week. Is multiple applications? That's one of the rumors that's spreading around, right? We might finally see true multitasking on the phone and then, of course, on the tablet as well.
I wouldn't hold your breath for true multicasting, but I think what a lot of people have been saying is you get some sort of quasi-multitasking where certain applications will be allowed in the background and other ones won't be. But, it's a step. At least you'll be able to continue listening to your music while you surf the web, or, they'll be doing something to address that. And there'll be a couple other interface tweaks that we'll see, and there's definitely going to be some updated OS stuff.
All right, finally, David, one story that kind of broke this morning, there's this the rumored cloud version of iTunes, which means you purchase once on your PC and all your media is available within the cloud to pull down to any device. Is that going to be announced? Are we going to have to wait until 2012 to actually take use in a service like that?
Yeah, this is really cool stuff. Not too long ago, Apple bought a company called Lala, and this is what they do. If you have your songs from your CDs on your computer, you can access them online because they know, they can recognize them and say, okay, you can listen to this. People say that's what Apple bought them for, that's what they want to do, but there's no way they have this fast turnaround. I wouldn't expect that sort of announcement until maybe end of summer next fall.
All right, if I get my tablet, I'm happy. As long as I have 10 inches of multi-touch fart apps, I'm good to go. David, thank you so much. This is David Ewalt from Forbes for joining us. Thank you for keeping us in the loop, Dave. We appreciate it, buddy.
Sure.
Now let's go over to Olivia.
Attention Mac heads, with only 8 days left until Apple's big event, be sure to keep watching Attack of the Show. We're going to sift through the rumors and speculation and cover the event like no one else can. Tune in next Wednesday for a special Attack of the Show with extended Apple coverage. Stay tuned, everybody. TV Tuesday with Chris Gore is still ahead. He's got Gamer, Whiteout, and Big Fan to review. Stick around.
From Hollywood to Bollywood. Geek Goddess. Hamle ke show.
Welcome back. You've just entered the city limits of TV Tuesday. Welcome back, film expert Chris Gore. Hey. Let's get into it. What's our first DVD?
First DVD is Gamer.
Gamer. Okay, now, movies about futuristic video games can sometimes be usually are just ridiculous.
Right.
Does this present a realistic look at the future of gaming at all?
Yeah, maybe much further off into the future. But
you can control people.
You can control people. It's basically they have like versions of games like sort of Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, and another game that's kind of like Home on the PS3. But you're playing with real people, so you're playing with humans that you can control.
We've seen this kind of movie done before. People do this.
Not I think, to the level of this, where it really is, I think, accurate to the games, which makes it a lot of fun. That's what I really like about it. And the story is about this one guy played by Gerard Butler, he's a death row inmate who, if he gets through 30 rounds of playing this game, he will be released. He actually gets released to public.
Does he get released in the end?
I can't tell you because that would ruin the movie, and you would all hate me for that. Can't do that.
How are the special features?
Special features are great. I mean, it's directed by Neville Dean Taylor, which is this dual directing team. And they have a commentary track, but they also have this commentary where they kind of come out. It's sort of the visual commentary. They stop the movie for a bit and then show how they did something. What was really fascinating is learning that a lot of the effects they did were in camera. Which I think, I mean, it's amazing that they did it, where they had Gerard Butler kind of like swoop in at the last minute. It's like, wow, it looks like he went through an explosion.
But he did not.
He did not.
So what's the bottom line?
Bottom line is rent it. Much better than expected. Quite enjoyed the game.
Much better than expected.
Yes, it was.
Okay, so what's our next DVD?
Whiteout.
Whiteout. Yeah, I remember. Okay, Rotten Tomatoes recently named this film one of the 10 worst films of 2009. But it is based on a beloved comic. But that doesn't always mean something. You love the comic and then they ruin it in the movie. Did they do a good job in this movie?
Oh, Rotten Tomatoes, you're so kind. This is possibly one of the worst films I've ever seen.
More than 2009?
Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, just like where you're laughing out loud during some of the most dramatic scenes.
Really?
Yeah, well, Kate Beckinsale has this memory of when her partner was killed, falling out a window, and he splats on the ground in the cheapest-looking digital effect I've ever seen. And then, of course, Kate Beckinsale, she's hot, right?
Yeah, she is really
She's hot. In it, she gets frostbite and loses 2 of her fingers.
Still hot?
The last thing I want to see is Kate Beckinsale getting defingered. That's not my fantasy. Seriously, that's a straight line for anybody. You know what? I will be quiet now for a few seconds. Because I don't want... That's too good of a setup.
I want to be quiet
go.
with you.
Good.
That was just so good, I want to sit on that for a second.
Okay. Yeah.
So, the movie you didn't like.
Yes.
Any extras that made it, worthwhile? Her in a bikini or anything?
No, actually, no extras worth. I mean, a couple behind the scenes where everybody talks about how great everything is. Clearly, they're delusional.
Did they stay true to the comic at all?
You know what? I hadn't read the comic. I almost think that the source material at this point is irrelevant. But maybe I'll get it on a goof.
So
I'd like to read the comic.
What's the bottom line? I know. You have to say pass.
Pass. Let's pass.
Not even like put it on just to have fun with your friends because it's so bad.
Yeah, recommend it to people
like
you
Cat
hate.
Williams, Kevin, remember we watched that? It was so bad.
Internet dating is great.
The Master P Internet Dating with Cat Williams. We watched it. It was so bad. It was good. Not like that at all.
No, not at all.
So what else do you have for us?
Oh, big fan.
Big fan. Okay, now most people wouldn't associate Patton Oswalt with football, but I hear this is what they're calling a defining role for him. Why is that?
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, Patton Oswalt, one of the 25 sexiest in Hobbit magazine, if you've ever read it. Yeah, it's a great magazine.
I love Patton.
All about hobbits. But Patton, I mean, first of all, he's known for his comedy that's also a lot of social commentary. What's amazing here is this guy can act. I mean, he really is sad and pathetic. And what's interested looking at the extras is you find out that Patton based the character on comic book nerds. He would go to Golden Apple Comics on Comic Book Day, Wednesday, where no one touches each other. The plot is he's a fan of football, and he meets his star player, this big fan of, at a strip club randomly, and he proceeds to get his ass kicked by this guy. He just gets the crap beat out of him and goes into the hospital, and he's conflicted, like, do I sue him and get money, or, it's going to put the Giants season, it's going to derail it, because it's the star player. So it's really how pathetic he is.
And you said in the extras he shows you how he based it on somebody.
Yeah, there's a really cool Q&A at a film festival where the director and Patton kind of talk to the crowd. And Patton, of course, he can't resist just being funny. I mean, he's naturally funny. But what was funny, too, is he talked about, like, when they were shooting, they really had nothing to say. I mean, he and his co-star, Kevin Corrigan, were sitting around. They don't know anything about football. Yeah, he jumped and got a $5 when he did that. I mean, he doesn't know anything, which is really funny.
Kevin thinks the $5 really does exist.
Good move to do.
Yeah.
Good to do that. Yeah.
So, what's the bottom line?
Bottom line, rent this. Strong recommendation to rent. Do not miss it. Patton Oswalt. Amazing.
Okay, so we have time for a quick pick. What do you have?
It's Weeds Season 5.
Season 5?
Yes, which, I'd like to watch all the rest of the episodes, except I have to give this to Kevin right now. Yeah, unfortunately, this is out of my hands after this, but great TV, lots of good extras.
I just need
the cover.
The cover's hot. Cover's great.
Okay, I'll just take out this. And keep that.
Okay, good. I'll take. We'll split the discs.
Can you go bring this to Kevin?
We'll split the discs. Sure.
Okay. Thanks, Chris. For more Gore, follow him on Twitter at @ChrisGore. But now, Kevin, he's going to tell us what to set our DVRs for, and he's looking. Kevin?
Like a hot little spider in her little web there.
No, it's great. Yeah, you'll dig it. You will dig the box.
That's
a good box.
I do. It's a great box.
It's a hot box.
New heroes tonight, everybody. Listen to this. Seriously, wrap your brains around this one. Hero has a brain tumor, but Siler doesn't. Hilarity ensues. Watch it tonight at 11. Go to g4tv.com/heroes for details. Still ahead, icy conditions lead to an awfully epic fail. Stick around, everybody. Did you like this season? Coming up tomorrow on an all-new AOTS, it's study time when Allison Brie from Community will be here live in studio. Then Morgan Webb drops by to take a game break and talk Mass Effect 2. And we go to NAMM to look at the latest in music tech, including the new industry standard in CD DJing, the Pioneer CDJ 2000. See it tomorrow.
Did you catch a bug?
Huh?
Oh, that's just how you're
I was
clapping
excitedly clapping.
Okay.
Excitedly clapping.
It's time for today's epic fail.
Yes, as the weather across the United States gets crappier and crappier, the ice-related fails get better and better. Really, it's a really good time for us.
Yeah, I personally like to think of this clip as 2 ice fails for the price of 1.
Are you alright? Careful, careful!
Really? Come on!
Careful, careful!
Are you alright? Great fall noise. Yeah. I don't think he's okay.
What would you have done in that situation? You'd
Not rolled around like an emperor penguin on crack. Like, I would have probably taken a
slippery.
second, got a breather, and then figured it out.
I would have stayed on all 4s.
You would have sprawled?
Yeah, I would have kept my, kept low center of gravity. That way I'm not slipping around.
You also sort of broke your arm on baby oil.
Exactly, which is why I know you keep a low center of gravity.
Yeah, just so this is what
Stay
you know
down.
what you did last time.
And also, you pushed me.
I did not push you.
did.
I assisted
The
you
internets
with your
were
fall.
right.
It was an assisted fall.
But here's the thing: is he sucked at parking
Yeah,
and
very much
he
so.
sucked at exiting.
Yeah, it was like a spectacular on ice, so it was good.
It was.
It was really good.
So kind of good in a way.
No, fail him.
Oh, okay. Go to g4tv.com/AOTS for all the things you guys saw today and more.
Many, many thanks to our guests Chris Gore and David E. Walt. Stick around. Web Soup with Chris Hardwick starts right now.
Oh!
Oh, no! Oh!
Oh!
Yeah!